Every week I do about a dozen or so crypto tax saving consultations where people call in and they want to know how they can reduce their tax bill on their crypto gains or income. And we talk about all sorts of things, situations like DeFi taxes, liquidity pools, staking rewards, node operating, all different things. And some of the questions that they have may be the same questions that you have as well. And so I'm going to be releasing these series of videos talking about different consultation questions that I have and the answers to them. And they might apply to you. So the first one that I'm going to tackle is, how do you know if your CPA or tax accountant knows crypto? Earlier this week, I talked to a gentleman who lived in Colorado for all of his life and had been using the same accounting firm for at least the last 20 years. And while this accounting firm was one that mostly everyone out there will have heard of, they were unfortunately not doing his taxes correctly. They were not reporting his crypto on his tax returns. And this was, again, someone that had been going to the same CPA for years, for decades, and they knew his life in and out. Yet they failed to ask a very important question, which was, did you have any crypto trades during the year? And although this question is now on the tax return, right after your name and address, one of the most surprising things that most taxpayers don't know is that the CPA software typically defaults to checking the box no. They don't even have to input an answer because just by default it's no. And so what seemed to have happened here is that the CPAs just got used to doing the same thing year over year and expecting that the client, because they had gone to them for so many years, must have the same type of activity and simply didn't ask if they had crypto reporting. Now, unfortunately for this taxpayer, it was a fairly significant issue because the crypto taxes, the crypto trading was substantial. He had hundreds of thousands of dollars of gains for the last few years that weren't reported. And it wasn't necessarily his fault. He didn't know he had to report. He was going to the same professional, a very experienced large firm, and he expected that they were asking the right questions and reporting properly on his taxes. And in his mind, because he had not cashed out, or he had cashed out less than he had actually put in, he thought that he had nothing to report, which is also a very common misconception. The reality is that you've got to report every trade, every time that you exchange one crypto to another. Even if you don't have a gain, even if you don't cash out, you still need to report. But taxpayer didn't know, and the CPA didn't ask the right questions. So not all hope is lost for him. He came to the right place. We are going to clean this up for him, which means getting all the crypto records in place and accounted for and filing amended tax returns. And hopefully by doing this, we will avoid an audit, avoid future penalties, or even a criminal investigation. Because look, having several years of underreported or not reporting your crypto could be a pretty substantial issue. But we're going to get ahead of this. We're going to report it all and clean it up, hopefully before the IRS comes to him. How do you know if your CPA understands crypto? I'm going to provide you next in this video a list of questions that you can ask your CPA to better understand if they actually know crypto and can properly report it on your tax returns. But before I do that, I love CPAs. I am a CPA. And I understand that it's not necessarily a knock against CPAs if they don't understand crypto. In fact, crypto is in many ways its own world, its own language. And the tax code, although it develops and changes regularly, in large part it hasn't changed over many years. But the crypto industry and crypto taxes have changed, continue to change, and are very different than many things that CPAs and tax preparers are used to. So your CPA or tax preparer might be perfect and awesome at preparing tax returns when it comes to non-crypto items. And we work with many CPAs where we do the crypto reports and then they include it in their tax returns. That way you get the best of both worlds. So don't get me wrong, If your CPA doesn't know crypto, it may still be okay, but these questions will help you identify whether or not they should be reporting the crypto on your taxes. The first question that I would ask is, do you own crypto? If the answer is no, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should exclude them. But if the answer is yes, they automatically have a leg up. They will be more likely to understand the language, understand things like what a wallet is versus an exchange, and be better able to understand the different transactions that you might have. Personally, I found that owning, trading, exchanging, using different protocols has allowed me to better understand not only what my clients are talking about, but the different types of things that they're engaged in, and applying the tax rules to those fact patterns and the new types of crypto. So it's a great question to ask right away. The second question to ask is, do they give you options for tax treatment? Are they just going to take all of your transactions, throw it into software, or are they going to talk through the pros and cons of different tax treatments, whether or not the IRS has a certain position, if something is more aggressive or conservative, and what the tax effect is? In the crypto world, there are a lot of certain tax rules, but at the same time, there are still a lot of unknowns or ambiguities. And when it comes to making decisions, those decisions should be yours, and there are many options that can be had. The next question is, what software do they use, and what software are they familiar with? There's many different crypto tax softwares out there. Hopefully they've got a favorite or have used several, but being able to better understand what they use and if they use anything is a great piece of information. The next question is, do they have a process for handling the transactions that the software can't? The softwares out there, many of them are good, but we talk to clients all the time who are doing certain types of transactions. Maybe they're even using a new protocol or an exchange that the software doesn't yet have support for. So how are they going to work through that? The last and perhaps the most technical is, which cost basis method do they use? For instance, are they using FIFO, LIFO, specific identification, HIFO? Now, all of these may sound like foreign words, but they have very substantial impact on your final tax calculations. But even further than that, not all of them may necessarily be allowable. So being able to talk through that with your tax professional is very important. Having a CPA that knows crypto can mean the difference between paying a lot on your taxes or paying a little. It can also mean the difference between sleeping soundly at night or having a knock on the door from a criminal investigator. Those were some questions that you should ask your CPA if you are trading or investing in crypto. In addition to this, there are a lot of great resources on our website all about crypto taxes, as well as crypto in general. So if your question was not answered in this video, check out our website. Contact us through our website also if you're interested in a consultation. If you are watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, well, I've got some crypto transactions, I've got some crypto trades that I haven't reported in the past, or maybe were not fully reported on your taxes, reach out to us. Schedule a confidential consultation. Let's talk about your situation and a path forward. Thanks for watching. Share this video with a friend, and until next time.